Well, third time a charm. That's the question the New England Patriots were asking at home against the Miami Dolphins. This would be the third time the two teams have played in 5 weeks, the second time they played in 7 days, and the Patriots, of course, had won the first 2 games by 3 and by 2 points. 9 times since the merger, teams that have swept the other in the regular season have met again in the playoffs. 5 times, this team that won the first 2 won the third. 4 times, the other team came back to win. The Patriots were hoping they would be part of that majority. Here we go. And they would go without Curtis Martin. Took a walk before the game with Pete Carroll, but again, Martin was not there. Jimmy Johnson, first playoff game for the Miami Dolphins. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, first quarter under 3 minutes to go, stopped on third down. Jimmy decides to go for it on fourth and short, but Jabbar rejected by Dave Cowens. And the Patriots hold on defense. Carroll fired up. Second quarter, still scoreless. Drew Bledsoe back to pass, and Trace Armstrong said it's going to be the longest bull ride in the history of the playoffs. So the Patriots try a 48-yard field goal from Adam Vinatieri. Sails left. Game remains scoreless early second quarter. Dolphins' next possession on first down. And this is kind of the way their offense went. Please. Dan Marino to Blaney Palmely. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. That famous Marino to Ed Perry combination just can't get going. Not quite like Duper and Clayton. Marino's pass tipped in the air and picked up by Chris Slade. Mama, we're all crazy now. Slade returns it 22 yards to the 30-yard line, Tom.
Yeah, we take another look at this. You're going to see Larry Wiggum, the safety, come up, make a great play here. He doesn't knock the ball down. He tips it away from the receiver. You see Chris Slade make the nice reception right there, and then we take another view of it right here. Look at the rest of the Patriots form a nice wall, and Chris Slade do a great job of getting to the sideline.
So the Patriots take advantage after the interception on third down. Bledsoe, Troy Brown on his banner for now. Did he catch it? Is it a is it a is it a where? Get the ball. Touchdown! It's now a touchdown, and the Patriots lead at 7-0. A tough but good call.
Nice route, nice pass versus double coverage. You see the safeties a little late getting over, and you see Terrell Buckley not there to prevent the pass to Troy Brown.
Pete Carroll said to Chris Slade, way to get us started with the pick. Oddly enough, and they've won the first 2 games. Bledsoe had not thrown a touchdown pass against Miami this year until that one. So Dan Marino, could he respond? Marino to Troy Drayton, and the blitz, well, he just has to get rid of the ball repeatedly quicker than he wanted to. As on Monday night, the Patriots blitzed him repeatedly. Lamar Thomas, the throw incomplete. Marino looking for Nat Moore. No, it's Lamar Thomas. It's incomplete. Believe me, he was looking for Nat Moore, Mark Duper, Mark Clayton, and all those guys. 6 of 17, 41 yards in the first. This is Dan Marino, greatest passer of all time. Meanwhile, under 2 minutes to go, second quarter, Bledsoe. Terry Glenn playing. Goes down to the 35-yard line, sets up Adam Vinatieri. No good, 47 yards out. So the lead stays at 7-0. Next possession, it's 3rd and 10. 3rd and long, killed the Dolphins. And Chris Slade makes the sack of Marino. 4 sacks on the day for the Patriots. Bob Kraft, don't need the binoculars for this. He knows he likes what he sees. Third quarter, 7-0 score. Second play from scrimmage for Miami. Pass. Todd Collins picks it off. Could go all the way. A vodka Collins for everybody in New England. Touchdown, 14-0. Third time Marino has thrown a pick for a touchdown in Foxborough this year.
Yeah, and look at Todd Collins right there, signaling that the slant is coming on the adjustment. Never looks at the receiver, keeps his eyes on Dan Marino. A nice job of focusing on the ball, taking it to the end zone.
How about 13 picks all year for Marino, 6 against the Patriots, 3 return for touchdowns. Next possession for Miami. More of the same. Ted Johnson had a big game. Had 9 tackles, and there's a sack. Same drive, 3rd and 7. Marino from the shotgun. He's just not going to outrun Willie McGinnis. With Curtis Martinare, Derek Fancy Colors was in. Colors for 6 yards. Derek colors his world for 8 yards. A time-consuming march as Derek became Technicolors, 13 yards. Who said Derek LaVille step in yesterday? Colors did it today. Jimmy can't believe it. Same Patriots. I mean, his defense playing pretty well, but this drive chewed him up. Bledsoe to Glenn. 20 yards down to the 10-yard line, inside the 10. Same drive on 3rd and goal. Bledsoe looking for Ben Winter Coates. needed an alteration, incomplete.
Yeah, Coach, his best pattern here, he goes down, you're going to see him hook up. Ball gets on top of him a little bit quick. He has to reach up with it with his left hand, forward with his left hand. Just a little bit too quick a pass.
Bledsoe and Coach say, don't worry, we got a field goal this time. It's 17-0. This is really the biggest play of the game offensively, just about for Miami. Unfortunately, there's a kickoff return to them. Corey Harris, Vinatieri with a kick save like Jerry Cheevers. Got a flag, too. It held to the 47-yard return. It set up a field goal, 17-3. The Patriots know the battle's not over because here's the onside kick. Scramble. And Miami has the football with the Patriots fold behind Dan Marino's Heat in the fourth quarter. Marino on first down, back to pass. Chris Canty, one of umpteen blitzers from the secondary, sacks, and Chris Slade recovers the fumble.
Yeah, and this is called dual protection, where you try to bring the guard out to attack an outside blitzer. Canty makes a great inside move on him, does a good job of knocking the ball out, and Slade's the man on the spot all day.
So that big kickoff goes for naught. Dolphins ball. The onside kick goes for naught. Dolphins ball on 17-3. 5 minutes to go. Lawyer Malloy makes Marino plead nolo contendere. Then Marino. So Lamar Thomas, it took him 40 passes to throw for over 100 yards. He bobbled it, but it goes a 42-yard play. 4th and 10, though, on the same drive. Shotgun. Marino with a little bit of time to McDuffie. He caught it. He's going the wrong way. Takes a great catch, but a 10-yard catch turns into like 1 yard, and the Dolphins turn it over on downs. Next play, New England. Colors. No gray area with Colors. He's either good or it's a fumble. The Keith fires balls on it. And remember, he was cut last year midseason by Jimmy Johnson. Whoa. Spikes it towards the bench. Marino and Carroll. A contrast of emotions as New England has beaten Miami for the third time this year, wins it by the count of 17-3. The Dolphins, a team playoff low of 162 yards. Marino threw for only a $141, was sacked 4 times, picked off twice. He fumbled once. Miami ran for only 42 yards. Colors himself at 86. And afterwards, obviously, the New England Patriots talking about defense.
Our defense obviously is playing their best football. You know, they're blitzing all over the field, and the most important thing that they're doing is when they blitz, they're covering the guys downfield. So that today Dan wasn't able to get rid of it quick because his guys were covered, and I sympathize for him. That's a tough situation, but I was happy to see it today.
He knew that we're gonna blitz or whatever, but the people in coverage, it was up to them to get to their responsibility. Understand their responsibility and get the job done.
All I can tell you is they're sending more guys than you can pick up. And I think we did the best we could.
You never know when it's going to be the last game, so, you want to do whatever you can to win, and today we just didn't have anything offensively.
Our football team needs some changes, and right now we need to take a little bit of time to pull back away from this before I can decide what we're going to do. I have no idea what we're going to do right now.
Well, when you get beat by a divisional team 3 times, especially, Tommy, 4 sacks Monday night by New England, 4 sacks again today. And it seemed like, you heard Richmond Webb say, it seemed like Miami had, New England had like 13 guys on defense because they blitzed, but yet everyone was covered all the time.
Just over 160 yards and 40-plus yards rushing the football is not going to get it done. But I think you begin with the matchups that are presented by the New England Patriots, not only on their front line, but with the linebackers and DBs as well. Very athletic, very quick. So they were able to blitz Dan Marino, and they've done this the other 2 times this season, blitz Dan Marino, and yet maintain coverage. And I think it speaks directly to the inability of the Dolphins to get downfield with their wide receivers. They lack speed in that wide receiving core. Great job of timing by Chris Slade and Lawyer Malloy and company coming on the blitz. But when you look at the 4 games that we've seen thus far, and we'll see the other highlight package later on, you see run defense, you see the ability to rush the football, and you see a team not turning the ball over. And I think those are the keys. And then give Drew Bledsoe a lot of credit. He's doing what he's doing without the benefit of Curtis Martin providing balance for his ball club.
Yeah, they didn't burn it up offensively. They only got a little more than 200 yards. But you think of the New England personnel on defense, and I think of Pete Carroll and defensive coordinator Steve Sidwell, because they have had Miami figured out.
That's right.
There is no question, and that's why they beat him 3 for 3. As we go inside the numbers, Miami all of a sudden came to a screeching halt after they beat the Lions on our game on week 15. I mean, today was just more of the same. We're nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. They had the shutout at the Colts, the awful shellacking at the Colts, and the 2 losses to New England. That Lion game, they got 33 points. But in the next 3 games, including today combined, just 15 points. They're averaging barely over 200 yards a game. They turn the ball over lots. They don't score a lot of touchdowns. They got in the playoffs. They'll learn from it. But they're moving out. And New England is moving on. Where do we begin? Well, we'll start with last year when New England bounced Pittsburgh from the playoffs 28-3. Now we move to just a few weeks ago when Pittsburgh came from behind, winning in overtime at New England 24-21. So both teams looking for a little redemption, but the difference with that win that they had in Foxborough, talking about Pittsburgh, is that Pittsburgh got to play the game at home, and in a game in which points were a premium, field position was important. The most important field position was Pittsburgh playing at Three Rivers Stadium. And here we go from the confluence. Carr! Can Bill Cowher beat the Patriots twice this year? Again, the Patriots, without Curtis Martin, they would lose more offensive stars. First quarter, remembering last year when Bledsoe threw the bomb to Terry Glenn early? Here he goes for the bomb, but Chad Scott makes the pick and makes a big-time return. Scott bobbing, weaving, all the way to the 38-yard line. So, first Steeler possession. Bill Cowher said he would open up the playbook for the Cordell Stewart chapter. And on the first drive he did. We saw everything that Cordell could do. Little pocket passing to former Colorado Buffalo and teammate Charles Johnson, first down. Stewart out of the pocket again to Johnson, first down. 2 plays later on 2nd and 10. Here's Cordell. Watch him work outside on the Patriots blitz, which they did all day. Collins kind of stops on the play, and Stewart does not. Tightropes down the sideline, could go all the way, 40-yard touchdown. What a beautiful job down the sidelines, Joe.
Not only does he do an excellent job down the sidelines, Boom, but watch Mark Bruner, the tight end, number 87. Watch this little bit of push at the end that helps him out. Get out of his way. There he goes, down the side. Now he does a real nice job. Hey, Todd Collins, you're supposed to knock him out of bounds, not stop.
And that block on Jimmy Hitchcock, you take another look from a different angle, you can see right there he cleared just enough space for Cordell Stewart to get the sideline.
But the Patriots say that's enough. Watch Willie McGinnis. Well, they were blitzing all day, and the speed of McGinnis and Slade and company, he makes the sack on Stewart. More defense here as Bledsoe. Oh, he's hit by Nolan Harrison trying to hand it off. Jason Gilden recovers somewhat a quick play.
Yeah, a great job of getting penetration by Nolan Harrison and a great job of finding the football by Jason Gilden.
So, Steelers defense steps up big. But Patriots next possession, Bledsoe to Sean Jefferson. 15 yards, he's moving on up. 2 plays later, Bledsoe to Terry Glenn. Where's the defense? The Steelers fortunate that he had to turn out of bounds, 36 yards. Then, when they get inside the 15, Steeler coverage tightens. They didn't have a big pass rush for a lot of the day, but good coverage, and the Patriots had to settle for a field goal to the chagrin of Pete Carroll. It's now a 7-3 game. Later, second quarter, 3rd and long for the Steelers. Shotgun. Junior Walker and the All-Stars. It's Cordell Stewart, the Yancey Thigpen, 27 yards. 2 plays later, 45 seconds left. Oh, it's Hanukkah. Steve Israel makes the interception of Cordell Stewart. What a good play.
Well, I'm not sure it's Hanukkah, Boom.
I know.
I don't know. Here, let's take a look at it. He doesn't quite have it.
Yeah, but they give it to him, and it's 7-3 at the half. But, Tommy, Jerome Bettis was just stifled all day by the Patriots defense.
Defensive front 7 for the Pats did a great job of scraping around the offensive line, and you could tell by this sequence Thurmani Dawson was not at 100%, and he's the guy who keys that Steeler running game.
25 carries, 67 yards for the bus, who was celebrating after a lot of 5-yard runs. It was a day that the Patriots did an excellent job on Jerome Bettis. Bledsoe from the shotgun. Terry Glenn. Glenn makes the play, makes a couple of cuts, and he's gone for 40 yards, but he was gone for the day as he got hurt on the play. Injured shoulder, did not return. Same drive now, 4th quarter on 2nd and 12. Bledsoe to Troy Brown on his banner renown. Was it a catch or not, Joe?
Well, I think we got to go back and look at the Steve Israel one. Was this one a catch? His hands under, but he's lining it up. I don't think so. I don't think so. Doesn't matter. Here it is, the field goal.
Patriots go for the field goal. Vinatieri, 46 yards. It's a 7-6 game. Steelers' next possession. Stewart to Charles Johnson. And now this looked like it was a catch, but they rule it. But the refs had trouble deciding all day on these.
Well, it certainly looks as if Johnson got his hands underneath the football, did a great job of rolling over. But again, the referees waved it off.
Now watch this play by Willie McGinnis right
Willie
here.
McGinnis, a great job of open field tackle on Cordell Stewart, and that's as difficult as it gets for a defensive end.
And here's a blitz again. Stewart throws incomplete. And Pete Carroll's team says, hey, we've just held them to that touchdown on the first drive. Steelers' next possession. Bettis stopped, but a face mask on Ted Johnson.
Now, you're going to see Teddy Johnson come up. He's going to get the shoulder pads. He's going to get the chin strap. Chris, he's going to get everything but the face mask.
Yeah, the officials, they've had better days. We love them, but they've had better days. Let's just leave it at that. Stewart scampers for a first down. On 3rd and 6, a big play. 3rd and goal from the 7. Bettis down to the 1. Bill Cowher is up 7-6. Tough decision. Did he kick the field goal to go up by 4, or did he go for it, Joe? Do you like his call?
I like the call. Make the Pats, if you don't make it, go a long way. He doesn't make it. Great job by New England in the middle.
You're going to see some great penetration by the inside backers. Teddy Johnson and Brewski are going to come over the top. Just watch them. They time it perfectly. They get Cordell Stewart at the top of his leap, and then the rest of the defense comes and cleans up.
So the Patriots got to go about 70 yards to give Vinatieri a shot for a field goal of about 45 or 47 yards. And Bledsoe in the shadow of his goalpost. Troy Brown on his banner renown. Sean Jefferson, who was moving on up all day for 12. Then a rare throw to Vincent Ultimate Brisby. Bob Kraft saying we can do it. 3rd and 1. Bledsoe to the youngster Derek Fancy Colors. First down. Next play. Bledsoe close to the 30. To Jefferson. Pittsburgh kind of playing prevent D. Cordell says, hey, let's stop him. Bledsoe. First down to Jefferson, who had 9 catches for $104 with Glenn out. Coates was ineffective and later left. And, of course, Martin never played. Jefferson an offensive star. But on the next play, watch the rookie Mike Vrabel, 96. Swat the ball loose. Jason Gilden for the 2nd time today falls on the fumble. Carroll can't believe it. A big play which just about sealed it. The Steelers have the ball.
Yeah, and you watch that sequence of passes. They were all quick passes, and there Drew Bledsoe just hung on to the football a little too long and didn't feel the backside pressure.
It didn't quite seal it, but this was going to be 70 or 80 yards in about 16, 17 seconds. And he shall be a Levon Kirkland. Picked it off. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't impressive, but it was a win for Bill Cowher and company. 7-6. The Steelers moving to their 3rd AFC Championship game in the last 4 years. The Patriots made a lot of believers, but they couldn't run the football. More on that later. And their leading carrier was Cedric Shaw, 22 yards. What's wrong with this picture? It's the first carries that he had all year. After the game, they talked about the slugfest.
You can go to the Super Bowl and win the game by 1 point, and it could be the ugliest game in America. But when you win, they don't judge you about how it looked. They judge you by winning the game.
New England is a gutsy football team. They played us hard. I thought defensively we played very hard. Made some big plays when we had to.
There is no consolation for this club. You know, it ain't like good effort, you know, way to go. It ain't like that. That's not what our expectations are all about. It's not what we're built on. And, you know, so we got to go start over again.
Well, 7-6, the final theme here, Tommy? The theme in all the playoff games?
Well, I think certainly you see the theme is play rush defense and run the football. And again, that played out in the first game today. 145 yards for the Pittsburgh Steelers, 36 for the New England Patriots. And whenever you get that kind of disparity in the running game, it gives you a sense of ball control. And even though the Pittsburgh Steelers had trouble throwing the football down the field and maintaining a consistent drive, they basically controlled the game. And it wasn't just Jerome Bettis. A large part of it was Cordell Stewart and his athleticism, and I think he needs to do that more often.
Well, you know, Tommy, not talking about Pittsburgh right away, but talk about just the New England Patriots for 1 second here. Remember, this is a football team that had an entirely new coaching staff changed this particular year. I think they accomplished an awful lot and set a good foundation for the future for this football team. But Pittsburgh on defense is really where I thought they played smart. Jim Haslett, the defensive coordinator, did a terrific job setting up this defense by saying simply, we're not going to give up the big play. They can't run the football. We know that. They know that. Let's make them nitpick their way down the field, because I'll tell you something, Boom, if you throw the football enough, nothing but bad things can happen. And Pittsburgh just guaranteed that you can't take 12, 14-play drives against us. And that's exactly what happened to him.
Well, Bill Cowher will not be pleased overall, but he's pleased to begin. We have another whole week to talk about that. But I want to reiterate something you started on, Joe. You know, Pete Carroll was under unbelievable pressure this year, but the job, and they changed the defense with him and defensive coordinator Steve Sidwell. The defense they played the last month and a half, they improved defensively from last year's club, in my opinion. So it's not like, oh, we didn't get to the Super Bowl, it's not as good. I think they can hold their heads up pretty high, and they got something to work on. But the Patriots are going home, and the Steelers are moving on. Now, you're wondering, gee, 7-6. We go inside the numbers. Pretty low-scoring game, especially when the Steelers couldn't bang home the second touchdown. Well, since they started the Super Bowls, is this about the lowest-scoring game? Third lowest. Only 1970. 5-0. That's right, a field goal and a safety. The Cowboys beat the Lions. Remember that game, Landry and Munson played quarterback for the Lions. The title game in 79 when the Rams kicked only field goals by Corral to beat the Bucs. It's the third lowest game scoring in the playoffs since we started the Super Bowl, the end of the '66 season.